Good morning, my friends. Welcome to this episode of Healing Your Codependency. I'm Marshall Berkshire, and I'm excited to help you stop fixing yourself, start loving yourself, so you can develop a life you enjoy living. Today, we're going to talk about this idea called ultra-independence or counter-dependence, what it is, why we do it, and what to do about it. Before I get to that, I just want to remind you we have the Heal Your Codependency community available for you. The link is above on Facebook, below on YouTube. You can come and join us in this community where you'll find additional training from me, tools and guidance in your healing, along with support in that journey. So you can join us there. And if you're watching via YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that bell, and that like. And then thank you guys for being here. So let's jump in. So are you ultra-independent? Do you believe you do not need a person or people? Do you believe that you can do it all on your own? Do you push away the idea of needing someone, wanting someone, being close, having connections that way, letting people in, asking people to do things, depending on people? If so, you're dealing with what's called counterdependence, which is the swing from codependency into ultra-independence, meaning I don't need anybody because I'm scared of what will happen if I do. Really, sometimes we get stuck in this because we think, one, we're healing it, but two, we're actually avoiding the deeper pain, especially attachment trauma, and the harm we've experienced in not being received, valued, loved, seen, and having our needs met, having our needs cared about, being protected, being safe with someone, those kind of things. So we put up big walls and we stop it. We're like, not going to happen again. This can also be a response to enmeshment, where we were so enmeshed with a person that we started to individualize and connect with ourselves that we are not ever going back to that. We understand, we feel the pain that causes, and we never want to go back to that again. So we become ultra-independent. But that's not healing. That's running from the pain. It's a counteraction to pain. It's a counteraction to codependency. The goal is interdependency. So interdependency is the ability to rely on another person, place, or thing for something we need and want, and that they have a reliable reciprocation rate, right? 8 out of 10 times they're going to say yes. And those 2 times they don't, they're going to negotiate when to do it, or they're going to let you know they don't have capacity right now, and they'll let you know when that changes. Interdependency doesn't require us to give ourselves up. It doesn't require us to enmesh or regulate the other. It does require us to have boundaries, to communicate those things, and to understand what our capacities are and contribute it that way. Interdependence supports our individuality, our individual purposes and desires, and the relationship's mutual desires and purposes. It wants us both to be connected. It wants everyone involved to be themselves in a healthy and safe way with each other and with themselves. That's it. So how do we get into this idea of ultra-independence? It comes from the pain that we have not yet processed in our journey out of codependency. Generally, it's around the need for rejection, the need of betrayal, or not the need of betrayal, but the trauma of betrayal, the impact of betrayal, and how we gave ourselves and didn't get anything back. We got very little back. And the pain that we carry because of that leads to this kind of sense of, I'm not going through it again, so I'll never let anybody else in, so I don't need anybody else. That kind of dynamic. This is where the real work is, regardless of where we are on the spectrum of codependency or counterdependency. Interdependency points us towards, yes, I've gone through hell. With these people, it was really painful. And I'm going to acknowledge, I'm going to care for it, I'm going to process it, and I'm going to, when I'm ready, invite another person into my world and see what it's like to experience connection with them. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I often recommend starting with friendships. They're a lot more nimble and responsive to challenges than romantic relationships are initially, because they don't carry the kind of significance and weight we tend to give them. And we learn how to ask. We learn how to say yes and say no. And we learn the experience that we're not ejected, we're not criticized, we're not harmed for it either. Instead, we're met with warmth and understanding whether or not they can contribute to what we asked, or whether or not they're happy or not with our no. They don't attack us. They don't put us down. They respect it. They value us. This allows us to experience a healthy interconnection and the development of a secure bond there. So this is the big work, not easy work. In the Essential Codependency Healing Trainings, I help you prep for this work by helping you learn how to connect with and navigate your emotions using the ALI practice, pause, acknowledge, and observe practice, as well as nervous system regulation. Because one of the biggest challenges we have in building connection with someone else is the tolerance for the discomfort that comes when we say yes, or when we say no, or we put up a boundary, or we have a difference. And this work in the Essential Codependency Healing Trainings helps you build the capacity for that. So you can acknowledge that you need someone, you can connect with them and get your need met. Now I want to talk about needing someone. In codependency, needing someone usually means I need them to complete me, validate me, and give me worth. In interdependency, needing someone means I need the companionship, the intimacy, the support, and play that comes with friendship, with romantic relationship, with community, with family. Those are normal, healthy needs we have, and I call them interdependent needs because this is how we serve and meet and connect with each other through these kinds of needs. So we're not talking about I need someone to make me whole and worthy. It's more like I need someone so I can go out and play with them and play together and go do things. I need someone for platonic or sexual or other kinds of intimacies that are out there. I want companionship. I need support, or I want support. It's really about those fundamental 10 core needs we all have, and about acceptance and belonging and being valued and being protected and having play and having rest and all of that. That's what we're talking about in interdependency, is living in an experience of a healthy relating situation. That's crucial for us. And now, interdependence doesn't require us to become financially dependent on a person. It doesn't require us to give up our autonomy. What it does require us to do is acknowledge our autonomy, acknowledge theirs, and build agreements and cooperation around resources so we know how they work for both of us in a way that is fun and supportive. So that's the direction we're going to go in. Give you a starting point here. A what shifts question can be always effective here. So here's one for you. What shifts if you trust just a bit that it's okay to need someone? And let's see what that does. I'll give you another one. What shifts if you trust just a bit that it's safe to need someone? See what that brings up. Now, a lot of times you're going to have big pushback on that because it hasn't been safe in the past. But what shifts if you trust that it's safe to trust someone that proves they're trustworthy and safe? Kind of a layer there. That can help us get there too. That can help us understand and orient towards ourselves in a more thorough and an in-depth way, as well as begin to realize that not everyone is going to be harmful to us. That we can begin to differentiate and distinguish healthy and unhealthy people and choose the healthy ones. That's big work. This is one of the biggest works we do, is moving out of codependence or counterdependence and into that interdependency. If you want help in that, come get the foundations for it at the Essential Codependency Healing Trainings that start Sunday. So 2 days from now. Enrollment closes tomorrow. Come join us. It's my 8-week course. It's taught on Sundays at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. Get lifetime access to the classes, to the live classes and the recordings, as well as the printable course guide that gives you your homework. Homework's 20 to 60 minutes a week. Classes 1 to 2 hours on Sundays. So come join us and get the essentials you need to regulate your emotions, regulate your nervous system, care for your emotions, build capacity to navigate the discomfort of connection and intimacy, building that secure bond, as well as detecting safe people, knowing what your power is, beginning to trust yourself again, and knowing your worth. So link is above on Facebook, below on YouTube, and at my website at freetheself.com if you're listening via podcast. Thank you again, my friends, for being here. Go gently with yourselves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in our next episode.